The Packers season opener, Senator Tammy Baldwin and Representative Tony Wied teaming up, that is, to make sure that everyone in Wisconsin can watch the team's broadcast. It's called the Go Pack Go Act. It would help 13 counties that are assigned to out-of-state TV markets to watch the games. That legislation could impact more than 400,000 people. It would require cable and satellite providers give Wisconsin residents access to programming from stations in a state media market.
Viewers should be able to choose what programming they can get, and they should be able to get in-state programming. And this applies not just to sports, but also to local news, etc. But we have to fix this problem.
Representative Tony Wied saying the Packers bring Wisconsin together and that, quote, the Go Pack Go Act is about making sure every Packers fan from Douglas to Door County can watch their team without being forced to endure Vikings or Lions broadcasts, end quote. That legislation has been introduced multiple times since 2019, but it has yet to pass the Senate Commerce Committee. Well, Senator